Joining me now from Missoula, Montana, president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and Daily Ledger contributor, John Lott. John, I want to start with, you're a bit of an expert on firearms and what happens, a taser. So we know what transpired here. There was a struggle for a taser, and that police officer gave chase. And we know that the suspect had in his hand a taser. Now, we don't know whether the police officer knew that was a taser, even though I believe it's colored in yellow, very bright. It's dark out, who knows? And remember, this is in the middle of a scuffle, and the suspect is turning away. I don't know if he's running away, as his lawyer, the police officer's lawyer points out. Was he trying to escape, or was he trying to maneuver to shoot the officer, either with a firearm or with the taser that we now know? But the bottom line is, the question is, what happened? What would have happened to that officer or anybody who is hit with a taser? Do you become incapacitated in many instances?
Yes. No, I mean, I think the officers behaved perfectly correctly in this case. When you get hit by a taser, the electricity that goes through your body causes your muscles to seize up. Almost always people fall to the ground. And also they're going to be disoriented for a couple minutes. I mean, in extreme cases, if somebody has a heart condition or other things, you might have even more serious things that can happen. But while the officer's incapacitated for a couple minutes and on the ground and unconscious, as the clip just said, the person can be disarmed at that point. There's nothing that the officer could do to stop him at that way. And the officer may be harmed in other ways at that point when he is incapacitated.
And the officer's lawyer points this out, and that is very clearly that if you're stung by the taser, he could have gone down, this police officer could have gone down, and he could have had his firearm taken away by the suspect. And that's what the attorney for this police officer is trying to point out, and it makes complete and total common sense. And there are levels of force, John, right? There's, I guess, first level would be verbal. Right? That's a certain kind of force. The next level would be physical. They're trying to wrestle the guy to the ground. The next level could be pepper spray. I don't think they had the chance to try and deploy the pepper spray. I'm not sure. Then the next echelon would be taser. And then finally, the last would be, I guess you could throw in their baton in there, but that it probably is included in the physical. But the last echelon that the police officer ever wants to use is his firearm.
Right. I mean, particularly in the environment that's here. I mean, if anything, police officers are probably too unlikely to use their firearms and may even endanger their own lives because they may wait too long to do it, given the environment that we have. I mean, if you have an environment where police officers risk getting murder charges for behaving completely by the book, if people haven't done so, they should watch the entire video of the interactions that these police officers had with this individual. They behaved very calmly. They were very courteous to him. They gave him plenty of time to go through and try to answer their questions. It was obvious from the beginning that this guy was intoxicated. He clearly failed the sobriety test that was there. And then for him to go and struggle and try to attack, I mean, you lose count of the number of crimes that this individual committed when he was involved with the officers. And they only escalated their responses in response to his actions.
Rayshard Brooks would probably, undoubtedly, be alive today if he cooperated with police. He would have been in jail. The guy had a long rap sheet. You know what was going through his mind, and that is, if they're going to arrest me, I'm on probation, I'm going to be back in jail, and that's obviously the last place he wanted to be. I don't know how this police officer, or the other one for that matter, if he's charged and tried, will get a fair trial, at least in Atlanta or Georgia or anywhere. I don't know anywhere in this country, quite frankly. But charging this police officer with murder really is a mistake on so many levels. It's a travesty of justice on so many levels. It sets the courts up for failure, and it sets us up as a society for more potential rioting and more cries of no justice, no peace.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.